Imagine this. You wake up, not to sunlight, but to the cold glow of your phone. The alarm rings, but instead of rising, your thumb flicks. Notifications. Scroll. Another scroll. Another. Minutes blur into hours. And by the time you finally drag yourself out of bed, you're already behind. Your body feels heavy. Your mind feels foggy. And deep inside, there's this voice whispering, you're wasting your life. But what do? You silence it with another scroll, another snack, another distraction. This isn't just you. This is millions of us, a generation drowning quietly, not because we're weak, not because we're stupid, but because we've been trained to trade our strength for comfort. We avoid pain and yet we suffer every day. We chase pleasure and yet we feel more empty than ever. It's a quiet defeat, and most people never wake up from it. The reality slap. Comfort is killing us. Think about it. Everywhere you look, life has been designed to make you comfortable. Food delivered in minutes. Entertainment on demand. Validation one swipe away. And for a while, it feels good. But here's the brutal truth nobody wants to hear. Comfort is killing you slowly. Comfort kills discipline. Comfort kills urgency. Comfort kills courage, because when life becomes too easy, you become too weak. Your ancestors fought wars, hunted, built, starved, endured storms, and thrived. You're fighting your Wi-Fi signal. You're stressed about streaks on Snapchat. You're panicking about likes, views, validation, and then you wonder, why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel weak? Why do I feel lost? It's because comfort gave you the illusion of safety, but stole the very thing that makes humans unstoppable: mental strength. And if you don't fight back, if you don't wake up, if you don't step out of this digital cage you've built, you will die not with a bang, but with a sigh. Not because the world defeated you, but because you defeated yourself. The ancient secret they knew before us, but here's the twist. What you're struggling with isn't new. Humans have always faced chaos, distraction, temptation, fear, long before smartphones, long before TikTok, long before self-help books. There were men and women who faced storms you can't imagine. Wars, betrayals, disease, loss, and yet they didn't collapse. They didn't scroll away their pain. They didn't distract themselves to death. They endured. They thrived. They became unshakable. How? Through a mindset, through a philosophy, through something called Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, one of the most powerful men in history, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That's not a cute quote. That's a weapon. That's a battle plan. That's a reminder that even in a world that feels like chaos, you can remain calm, steady, powerful. The Stoics weren't dreamers. They weren't motivational speakers. They were warriors, emperors, slaves turned philosophers. People who lived through hell and came out unshaken because they mastered themselves. The challenge, your wake-up call. Now listen carefully. This video isn't just another motivational background clip. This isn't feel-good noise you play while scrolling. This is a test, because if you keep watching, if you stay locked in for the next 25 minutes, you're making a decision that you're done being a victim of your own mind, that you're done being tossed around by emotions, comfort, distractions, that you're ready to face life the way Stoics faced war, steady, sharp, unbreakable. I'm going to give you 8 brutal Stoic laws, not fluff, not cliche quotes, but raw, battle-tested principles from men who ruled empires, survived slavery, endured betrayal, and faced death with dignity. And here's the deal. Every law we cover could change your life, but only if you don't just listen, you apply. Because knowledge without action is just another scroll, another wasted day. So right now, make a decision. Comment. Say it out loud. This is my wake-up call. Because if you skip even one part of this, if you treat this like background noise, you might miss the one line, the one idea, the one truth that could save you in a moment that matters most. This isn't just a video. This is training. This is transformation. This is how you stop living in quiet defeat and start living with unstoppable strength. Law 1, embrace discomfort. Like a friend, listen. Every time you dodge something hard, you're signing up for an easier life that quietly eats your potential. That's the blunt truth. The people who change their lives aren't the ones who avoid pain. They're the ones who treat it like training. The Stoics called this practice deliberate hardship. Today we call it leveling up. Marcus Aurelius put it plainly. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Translation: whatever's blocking you is not the enemy, it's your path. Pain and friction are not punishments. They are the tools that shape you. Think about your biggest growth episodes. When did you actually improve? It probably wasn't while binge watching something. It was after the rejection, the failed attempt, the sleepless study night, the brutal workout, or the impossible conversation. Discomfort is the crucible where competence, courage, and confidence are forged. Here's what that looks like in real life. Not lofty philosophy. Real habits you can start tomorrow. First, notice how modern life is designed to keep you comfortable. Apps, food delivery, autoplay, cozy beds, endless entertainment. All of that is convenience. None of it builds grit. The Stoics deliberately subtracted comfort so their minds would not be fragile when life actually got rough. Seneca would intentionally eat poor food or wear worn clothes to remind himself that comfort isn't a right. It's optional training. We'll break this down into practical moves. Do not overthink these. They're simple and they work because they push you past the autopilot. Move 1. The 2-minute cold. Start. Not a full ice bath, not yet. Start with a 2-minute cold rinse at the end of your shower. That first shock, it teaches you mastery over reaction. When your body screams no, you practice saying do it anyway. That micro victory ripples. That 2-minute ritual is a daily permission slip to be uncomfortable on purpose. Move 2. The small scarcity challenge. Skip one convenience this week. Don't buy coffee for a day. Pack a basic lunch. Leave your Netflix queue untouched for 48 hours. The goal isn't punishment, it's clarity. Removing small comforts trains you to tolerate discomfort without panicking. It makes your normal problems feel smaller. Move 3. The hard conversation. Pick one conversation you've been avoiding. A boundary you need to set. An apology you owe. A ask you fear. Schedule it within 72 hours. Yes, it will feel awkward. Yes, you might be misunderstood. That's the point. Vulnerability and discomfort builds trust and removes the chronic anxiety that lives in avoidance. A single honest talk often clears weeks of mental noise. Move 4. The 5-minute start. When you hate a task, commit to 5 minutes. Open the document, write one bad sentence, study one paragraph. More often than not, you'll keep going. This tactic uses the brain's hatred of unfinished things. Start something tiny, and your mind will nag you to finish it. You're tricking your brain with kindness. Now the emotional part. Discomfort will sting. You'll doubt. You'll want to quit. You'll want your old comforts back. That's normal. The difference is staying. The mental muscle is built by consistent exposure, not dramatic overnight changes. Imagine your life as a gym. Small, repeated lifts beat sporadic beasts of effort. Here's a short script to say to yourself before choosing discomfort. This is training. Pain is temporary. I choose to grow. Say it even if it feels fake. Repetition rewires your reaction to discomfort. Your brain learns to interpret the sting as progress rather than punishment. Some people worry that this stoic approach turns someone cold or joyless. That's a misconception. Choosing discomfort deliberately does not mean you stop enjoying comfort. It means you can enjoy comfort without dependency on it. You get to relax because you're secure, not because you escaped growth. That's the real luxury, choosing comfort because you've earned it. Let's make this actionable right now. A tiny plan you can use today. Tonight, set your alarm 20 minutes earlier. No phone 5 minutes before bed. In the morning, do a 2-minute cold rinse. Keep it short, keep it humble. Tomorrow afternoon, pick one small convenience to skip. Bring water from home. Say no to one impulse purchase. Within 72 hours, schedule that conversation you've been avoiding. Put it on your calendar like a meeting. Show up prepared to speak honestly. Every work session this week, use the 5-minute rule. Start any ghastly task for 5 minutes. You'd be surprised how often you go longer. Finally, remember why this matters. Comfortable people survive. Uncomfortable people create. The fire of resistance tempers you. One uncomfortable choice today won't change everything immediately, but repeated over weeks and months, you'll notice a shift. You'll notice less fear when things go wrong. You'll notice a steadier confidence in decisions. You'll notice people treating you differently, not because you chased approval, but because you showed up when it was hard. So here's the challenge. Pick one of the moves above and do it tonight. don't plan it forever. Action is the only language the mind understands. When you choose discomfort on purpose, you stop being fragile. You start being prepared. You stop hoping for easy wins and begin building a life that can handle real things. If you want, drop in the comments. Which one small discomfort will you do tonight? Say it out loud. Discomfort is my training ground. Repeat it. Mean it. Then go and do it. Law 2. Design your environment. Don't rely on willpower. Let's be honest. Most people think success is about discipline. Wake up at 5 a.m., grind, push harder, be tougher. But here's the truth. If discipline alone worked, you'd already be at your goals. You don't have a discipline problem. You have a design problem. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology proved it. Epictetus said, "Every habit and faculty is preserved and increased by its corresponding actions." In plain English, you don't fight your habits, you feed them. And the fastest way to feed the right ones. Change your environment. Think about it. If you keep cookies on the counter, you'll eat cookies. If your phone's on your desk, you'll scroll. If your friends are always negative, your mood tanks. You're not weak. You're wired. We all are. Humans are products of their environments. So here's the radical shift. Stop relying on willpower. Start designing your environment so success is automatic. Step 1, phone, our brick mode. Your phone isn't evil, but it is designed to steal your focus. Those apps, billion-dollar traps engineered to hijack dopamine. You cannot just be disciplined against armies of PhDs designing algorithms to addict you. Solution? Brick your phone. Remove every app that doesn't make you money or teach you something. Put social media in a folder labeled Distraction Prison. Set screen time locks like you're your own strict parent. And the cheat code? Flip your screen to grayscale. When your phone stops being a colorful slot machine, you'll use it like a tool, not a toy. Here's the kicker. When you remove temptation from the environment, you don't even need willpower. No notification, no fight. No fight walk energy saved. That's a hidden productivity boost. Step 2. Start your day. Like a boss most. People begin their mornings with chaos. Wake up, check the phone, scroll memes, reply to random notifications. That's like handing your brain over to clowns before you even brush your teeth. Instead, design your morning so it feels like launch mode. No phone for the first 30 minutes. Drink water immediately, like you're refilling the tank before the race starts. Move for 5 minutes. Stretch, shadow box, do push-ups, walk outside. Then write down the 3 things you'll destroy today. That's not motivation. That's environmental design. You're removing chaos and replacing it with a ritual that says, we're here to win, not to survive. Step 3, the 3-hour deep work fortress. This is where legends are built. If you can master even a single 3-hour block of deep work daily, you'll outperform 99% of people who spend all day in fake busy mode. Here's the system. Choose one high-value task. Not 5, 1, set a 90-minute timer. Headphones on. Do not disturb sign up. 0 tabs, 0 notifications. When the timer ends, stand, hydrate, walk, and celebrate. Repeat once more, that's it. 2 90-minute blocks. 3 hours. Doesn't sound like much? Try it for a week. You'll realize that 3 hours of undistracted focus is more valuable than 10 hours of half working while half scrolling. The environment, headphones, timer, no phone, makes this possible. Willpower never enters the chat. Step 4, triggers. Brain cheat codes. The brain loves association. Pavlov's dog drooled at the bell. You can train your brain the same way for focus. Pick triggers. Same chair. Same hoodie. Same playlist. Instrumental, no lyrics. Maybe a candle. Maybe a desk lamp. Every time you set these triggers, your brain learns, it's work mode now. Do this enough and you won't need to psych yourself up. You'll sit, hit the trigger, and lock in automatically. That's not discipline. That's conditioning. Step 5, make progress visible. Here's a secret. Boredom doesn't kill productivity. Invisible progress does. If you don't see results, your brain quits, so gamify it. Track your streaks. Use a whiteboard, a notebook, an app like Notion. Every deep work session ties her 1 point. 5 points. Reward. Miss a day? Streak resets. Your environment now includes visual proof that you're winning. Humans hate breaking streaks. Use that psychology to your advantage. Why does this matter? Because every time you rely on willpower, you're fighting a losing battle. You wake up tired, you say, "I'll push harder," and then you fail. Not because you're weak, but because you're fighting an uphill war with the wrong weapon. Discipline fades. Environment doesn't. A fridge full of junk will always beat your diet motivation. Phone full of TikTok will always beat your focus, goals. You don't lose because you're lazy. You lose because your design sucks. But flip the script, you win automatically. No cookies in the house. No binge. Phone on grayscale, no dopamine trap. Deep work triggers. Flow on demand. The Stoics would laugh at our obsession with motivation. They knew the secret wasn't willpower. It was systems. Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Preparation, your environment. Opportunity asks life. Put the two together and you're unstoppable." Your challenge tonight, put your phone on grayscale. Delete one distracting app. Before bed, write 3 wins for tomorrow. Set up a small focus ritual. Hoodie, playlist, candle, whatever feels right. Try one 90-minute deep work block tomorrow. Just one, do it. Not later, tonight. And when you do, you'll realize productivity isn't about being stronger. It's about being smarter. Design beats discipline, every time. Law 3, master energy, not time. Here's the lie you've been sold your whole life. If you just manage your time better, you'll succeed. Calendars, planners, productivity hacks, they all scream, time, time, time. But here's the truth. Time doesn't matter if you're exhausted. You could have 10 free hours today, but if you feel like a zombie, you'll waste them. Meanwhile, someone else with just 3 hours of peak energy will build, create, execute circles around you. So stop obsessing over time. Energy is the real currency. Manage that, and the hours take care of themselves. The Stoics knew this intuitively. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Energy, both physical and mental, is that hidden fuel. When you have it, obstacles shrink. When you don't, everything feels impossible. Step 1, sleep, your secret weapon. Everyone says, get 8 hours of sleep. You've heard it 1,000 times. But here's the Stoic level truth. Poor sleep makes you weaker in every dimension. Less focus, more cravings. Zero patience, less discipline. Your phone gets plugged in every night, right? Because you know a dead phone is useless. But you treat your brain, your literal operating system, like it's optional. Netflix till 2 a.m., scrolling in bed, lights blasting your eyes. And then you wonder why you wake up feeling like a broken laptop that never fully charges. Protect your sleep like it's your crypto wallet. Make your bedroom a temple. Dark, cold, quiet. No phone in bed. No late night caffeine. And if you can, wake up at the same time every day. That consistency rewires your circadian rhythm and gives you stable, high-quality energy that compounds. Sleep isn't lazy. Sleep is strategy. Step 2, move daily, even. If it's small energy isn't something you find, it's something you generate. And the fastest generator? Movement. You don't need a 2-hour gym grind. Even 10 minutes of exercise changes your state. Walk, stretch, push-ups, dance like an idiot to your favorite song. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you shift your body out of sluggish mode into activation mode. The Stoics trained physically for resilience. Seneca swam in freezing rivers. Marcus Aurelius rode horseback for hours. You don't need that level of intensity, but you do need daily movement. Because a body that sits all day produces a brain that stalls all day. Think of it like this: movement, circulation, oxygen, clarity. Energy literally flows where your body goes. Step 3, eat cleanish. Think cleanish. What you eat isn't just calories. It's information. Every bite tells your body and brain how to feel, how to focus, how to function. Eat junk all day. Expect brain fog, mood swings, zero drive. Fuel with cleaner foods. Protein, real carbs, water, and you'll notice sharper focus and more stable energy. Notice I didn't say perfect. You don't need to live on kale smoothies. Just aim for cleanish, less processed, more natural, enough water. And when you eat, don't eat to crash. That giant fast food meal that makes you want a nap? That's stolen hours of focus. Think cleanish, live sharp. Step 4, The night dump one of the biggest energy leaks isn't physical. It's mental. Overthinking, overanalyzing, that endless mental chatter before bed that makes you toss and turn. Here's the fix: a nightly brain dump. Before sleep, take 10 minutes with a notebook. Write everything in your head: to-do lists, worries, random thoughts, even anger. Get it out of your brain and onto paper. Why? Because the brain is a terrible storage unit. It keeps running background apps at night if you don't clear them. A brain dump tells your mind, relax, it's written. We'll handle it tomorrow. Sleep deeper. Wake clearer. Energy saved. Step 5. Protect your energy. Like a CEO doesn't take every meeting. They don't answer every email. They protect their calendar because their energy is their highest leverage. Do the same. Protect your mental and emotional energy from vampires. That means don't start the day doom scrolling. Don't say yes to every request. Don't spend hours arguing online. Instead, ask yourself daily, does this give me energy or drain me? If it drains, minimize it. If it fuels, double it. The Stoics didn't waste energy on things outside their control. Epictetus hammered this truth. If it's not within your control, it doesn't deserve your attention. Translate that into modern life and it's simple. Protect your mental battery from nonsense. Here's why this matters. Most people think they're lazy. They think they're broken because they can't focus, can't execute, can't follow through. But the truth? They're just running on empty. You wouldn't call a car lazy for not moving if it's out of gas. You'd say, fill the tank. Same with you. If you're not sleeping, not moving, not eating cleanish, not protecting your mental bandwidth, no wonder you feel stuck. You're not broken. You're just depleted. But once you flip this law, you become unstoppable. With energy, obstacles shrink. Work feels lighter. Ideas flow. You stop surviving and start executing. Time is irrelevant without energy. Master your energy and you master your life. Your challenge today. Tonight, write down everything in your head before bed. Sleep like a king. Tomorrow morning, drink water, move for 10 minutes, eat something cleanish. Say no to one thing that drains your energy. Notice how much sharper you feel. And imagine that repeated daily compounding. That's the real cheat code. Not time management. Energy management. Law 4. Quit multitasking. Theme. Your days. Here's a hard truth. Multitasking is a scam. They told you it's a skill. They told you employers love it. They told you you're supposed to juggle 5 things at once like some productivity superhero. But let me ask you this. When you multitask, do you actually finish anything? Or do you just spread yourself thin, end the day exhausted, and realize you've got 20 half-finished tasks but nothing complete? Multitasking isn't mastery. It's mediocrity on repeat. Science backs this up. Studies show that every time you switch tasks, your brain takes a cognitive hit. You're not actually doing 2 things at once. You're rapidly switching back and forth, burning mental energy and slowing down. It's like trying to juggle knives blindfolded. Eventually, you're going to drop one and cut yourself. So what's the solution? Enter the Stoic-inspired modern cheat code. Theme your days. The myth of do everything. Most people wake up and start asking, what do I feel like doing today? Wrong question. Feelings are liars. Your brain wants dopamine, not discipline. That's why you end up checking emails 50 times, scrolling, then telling yourself you'll start later. Here's the truth. When everything is important, nothing is important. You need structure, a system that decides for you. Step 1. Assign a theme to each day instead of trying to do everything every day. Make each day carry its own mission. For example, Monday, study and learn. No distractions, just learning, reading, courses. Tuesday, write and create. Build content, write papers, draft projects. Wednesday, to edit and refine. Fix mistakes, polish, upgrade. Thursday, meetings and networking. Calls, emails, outreach. Friday, talk, build, and execute. Pure action mode, finish strong. Saturday, strategy and big picture. Reflect, plan, adjust. Sunday, a rest and recovery. Recharge for war. This system kills decision fatigue. You're no longer asking, what do I feel like doing? You're asking, what does today demand? When you live by themes, you stop scattering your focus and start stacking momentum. Step 2. Quit fake multitasking. Here's the dangerous truth. Multitasking feels productive because it gives you little dopamine hits. You reply to a text, check an email, scroll TikTok, write 2 lines of work, and your brain goes, "Look, we're busy." But busy and productive are opposites. Being busy means you're everywhere. Being productive means you're moving forward. The Stoics would laugh at multitasking. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Translation: what you give attention to multiplies. Scatter your attention, scatter your results. Focus it, and you become unstoppable. So quit fake multitasking. It's not just unproductive, it's identity shattering. Because every time you leave things half finished, you reinforce the belief that you can't follow through. Step 3, the deep work ritual. Once your days are themed, double down with deep work blocks. Here's how. Pick one task only. Set a timer for 90 minutes. Headphones in, phone gone, door shut, work. No checking, no switching. When the timer goes off, walk away. Hydrate, stretch, then either repeat or switch to a lighter task. This isn't about grinding 16 hours straight. It's about stacking focused 90-minute blocks that actually move the needle. One of those blocks is worth more than 8 hours of scattered multitasking. Step 4, build ritual triggers. Here's a secret most people miss. Your brain loves rituals. Small signals that tell it, it's go time. So build a focus ritual you repeat every time you enter deep work. Same playlist, same hoodie, same candle, same desk setup. This creates a Pavlov's dog effect. Your brain associates those cues with flow. Eventually, the ritual itself flips the switch and you enter focus automatically. That's how pros create on command, not with motivation, with ritual. Step 5, audit your week. At the end of each week, audit your themed days. Ask, did I actually follow the themes? Where did I let distractions creep in? What day gave me the most results? Refine, adjust, improve. The Stoics lived by reflection. Marcus Aurelius journaled daily. Seneca wrote letters of self-examination. You should too. Here's why this matters. Most people think they're failing because they lack discipline. They beat themselves up. But the truth, they're just drowning in chaos. Your brain isn't broken. It's overwhelmed. Multitasking is mental sabotage. But when you theme your days and focus deeply, you'll feel something shift. Clarity, control, power. You'll finish more in one focused day than most people do in a scattered week. And you'll feel proud, not for being busy, but for actually moving forward. Your challenge today: write down a 7-day theme schedule. Make it simple. Pick one deep work block tomorrow. 90 minutes, one task, 0 distractions. Create one ritual trigger. Hoodie, playlist, candle, whatever. Use it every time you focus. Do this, and you'll prove to yourself something life-changing. You're not lazy, you're just unstructured. And once you theme your days, structure replaces chaos, and productivity becomes inevitable. Law 5, build focus. Triggers, brain cheat codes. Here's the truth no one tells you. Focus isn't about willpower. You think you're failing because you're weak. You think you can't concentrate because you don't have discipline. Wrong. You're not broken. Your brain is just waiting for the right signal. Think about it. When you hear your phone buzz, you instantly grab it. When the smell of popcorn hits, you instantly crave it. Those aren't random. Those are triggers. Your brain has been wired to respond automatically. So here's the hack. Instead of letting distractions control your triggers, you design your own. You build focus triggers so every time you want to lock in, your brain shifts gears without you fighting it. This isn't motivation, it's neuroscience. It's Stoic discipline upgraded for the 21st century. The problem with relying on willpower. Here's why most people fail at focus. They rely on raw willpower. But willpower is like a battery. It drains fast. By the time you're 3 hours into your day, your willpower is already fried. That's why you start strong in the morning but collapse into TikTok or Netflix at night. But triggers? They don't drain. They program. Once a trigger is set, your brain obeys automatically. That's why you brush your teeth before bed without thinking. That's why you crave coffee the second you hear the machine. So instead of trying to fight distraction, you set up rituals that make focus inevitable. Step 1. Choose your triggers. You need simple, repeatable cues that scream to your brain, it's time to focus. Examples: music trigger, same playlist every deep work session. Think instrumental, no lyrics. Environmental trigger, a specific desk setup. Maybe one lamp, clean desk, notebook open. Physical trigger, put on a hoodie, light a candle, sip green tea. Something sensory. Time trigger, same time every day. Your brain starts expecting focus at that hour. Pick 2 to 3 that feel natural to you. Don't overcomplicate it. The key is consistency. Step 2, the focus ritual now. Combine your triggers into a small ritual. Every time you start, repeat it exactly the same way. Example, sit at your clean desk. Put on your noise-canceling headphones. Hit play on your focus playlist. Open your notebook. Set timer for 90 minutes. Do this often enough, and your brain will connect these actions with flow state. Eventually, you won't even have to get motivated. The ritual itself will drag you into focus. Step 3, anchor with environment. Environment beats motivation. If your desk is cluttered with distractions, your brain won't focus no matter how disciplined you are. So build an environment that only signals one thing: work. Remove clutter. A messy desk equals a messy mind. Keep only the tools you need for the task at hand. Put your phone in another room, not on silent, not on the desk, gone. Use 2 spaces if possible, one for work, one for relaxation. This conditions your brain to know exactly what's expected in each space. Think of it like this: you wouldn't train in a gym filled with beds and couches. Don't expect your brain to focus in a gym filled with distractions. Step 4, pair triggers with rewards. Here's the cheat code. Your brain learns fastest when you pair focus with reward. Example, do a 90-minute deep work block, then reward yourself with a short walk, a snack, or a dopamine hit, music, a funny video, etc. Train your brain to associate the ritual, focus, reward. This creates a loop. Soon, your brain starts craving the focus session itself because it knows reward is coming. Step 5, train like a stoic, not like a machine. Here's where the Stoics come in. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Focus triggers are about building that mastery. You're not a robot. You're not eliminating joy. You're teaching yourself, when I say go, I go. When I say stop, I stop. Think about a warrior sharpening his sword. He doesn't wait for inspiration to train. He has rituals, discipline, triggers. That's how he's ready for battle on command. Your focus triggers? That's your sharpening stone. Here's the raw truth. If you don't control your triggers, someone else will. Social media companies spend billions designing notifications, sounds, and vibrations that hijack your brain. Every buzz, every ding, every red icon, that's them stealing your focus. So you have a choice. Be a puppet or rewire yourself. Imagine this. Instead of instantly reaching for your phone, you instantly reach for your notebook. Instead of craving distraction, you crave deep work. Instead of scrolling, you're creating. That's not a dream, that's conditioning. That's your brain on purpose, not autopilot. Your challenge today. Pick one trigger today. Music, candle, hoodie, doesn't matter. Use it every time you focus. Design a 3-step ritual. Keep it short. Repeat it exactly the same way each session. Reward yourself afterward. Make your brain love focus as much as it loves TikTok. Do this for 30 days and watch what happens. You'll stop dreading work. You'll start craving it. And people around you will wonder, how are you so consistent? Law 6, burn distractions to the ground. Build digital discipline. Here's the reality. You are not weak, you are surrounded. Every notification, every feed, every algorithm, they're not harmless. They're weapons designed to hijack your attention. Companies spend billions engineering apps to keep you scrolling. You think you're just checking Instagram for a second? Wrong. You're stepping into a casino built to strip you of your most valuable currency, focus. Let's be honest, distraction is the modern battlefield. And if you can't master it, you lose. Period. Distraction. The silent enemy, think about it. Wars used to be fought over land, gold, power. Now, wars are fought over attention. TikTok wants it. Instagram wants it. Netflix wants it. YouTube wants it. Even your email is designed to keep you hooked. And while you think you're in control, you're really just a soldier in someone else's army, giving away hours of your life for free. But here's the painful truth. You can't build an empire if you can't control your own thumbs. Why digital discipline is harder than ever. Let's break it down. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. Imagine trying to build anything, a body, a business, a skill, while being interrupted 96 times. Impossible. Your brain has two modes. Deep focus mode, where real progress happens. Shallow scroll mode, where you feel busy but accomplish nothing. Every notification rips you out of focus and dumps you back into shallow mode. And here's the kicker. It takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus after a distraction, so every quick check is actually a 30-minute hit. No wonder people feel stuck. They're not lazy, they're fragmented. Step 1, identify your triggers just like in law. 5, distractions also have triggers. Ask yourself, what apps pull me in without me noticing? What times of day am I most vulnerable? Is it boredom, stress, or habit that makes me reach for my phone? Awareness is the first weapon. You can't kill what you can't see. Step 2, burn the bridges. This is where most people fail. They try to cut distractions but leave the doors wide open. That's like an alcoholic keeping a bar in their living room. Burn the bridges. That means delete toxic apps, or at least log out daily. Turn off notifications, every single one. Put your phone out of reach during work. Use website blockers. Cold turkey, freedom, stay focused, whatever it takes. This isn't about moderation. Moderation is weakness when you're fighting an addiction engineered by billion-dollar companies. Sometimes the only way to win is to burn the enemy camp to the ground. Step 3, replace, don't just remove. Here's a mistake. People cut distractions but leave a vacuum. Guess what? Your brain hates vacuums. If you don't replace the habit, the distraction creeps back in. So instead, replace scrolling with reading a physical book. Replace endless YouTube with podcasts that educate you. Replace video games with workouts or learning a new skill. Don't just remove, rewire. Step 4, set digital boundaries. You need clear lines. No negotiation. Examples, no phone in bed. Your bedroom is for sleep, not doom scrolling. Social media only at a scheduled time. Maybe 30 minutes in the evening, not all day. Email twice a day. Morning and evening. Not every 5 minutes. No notifications. Ever. The only sound your phone should make is for actual emergencies. Think of these boundaries like walls protecting your empire. Without them, the enemy walks right in. Step 5. Train your dopamine system. Here's the science. Distractions aren't just habits, they're dopamine loops. Every scroll, every like, every video, tiny dopamine hits, and your brain craves more. To fight back, you retrain your dopamine system. That means delayed gratification. No reward until work is done. Longer focus blocks. Start with 25 minutes, build to 90. Natural rewards. Exercise, sunlight, social connection. Things that actually reset your dopamine baseline instead of frying it. Once you detox from cheap dopamine, real work actually starts to feel good. Here's the truth no one wants to face. Distractions are killing your dreams slowly. Not with a gun, but with 1,000 tiny cuts. You don't fail because you're stupid. You don't fail because you're lazy. You fail because you're outnumbered by distractions that drain you day after day until nothing's left. But imagine the opposite. Imagine 25 distraction-free hours a week. That's 100 hours a month, or 200 hours a year. That's enough to learn a language, master a skill, or build a side business. The difference between stuck and unstoppable? How you handle distractions. Your challenge today. Pick one app to delete for 7 days. Just one. Set one boundary. Example, no phone in the bedroom. Replace one habit. Every time you want to scroll, pick up a book or go for a 5-minute walk. Law 7, build relentless momentum. The snowball effect. Let me tell you something nobody talks about. Success isn't built on motivation. Motivation is a spark, but sparks fade. Success is built on momentum. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's tiny, fragile, easy to crush. But once it rolls, it grows. It picks up weight. It picks up speed. Soon, it's an unstoppable force. That's momentum. And here's the painful truth. Most people never build momentum because they keep stopping, starting, and resetting. They run for a week, then ghost their own dreams for a month. They sprint for 2 days, then collapse for 2 weeks. That's not momentum. That's chaos. The power of small wins. Here's the secret. Momentum doesn't come from doing something massive. It comes from doing something small and consistent. One workout doesn't change your body. One chapter doesn't make you an author. $1 saved doesn't make you wealthy. But stacked daily, those small wins transform you. Each win is a snowflake. Alone, nothing. Together, unstoppable. Why people fail to build momentum. Most people try to start too big. They want to run 10 miles when they haven't jogged a block. They want to meditate for an hour when they can't sit still for 60 seconds. They want to post daily content when they've never even finished one video. So what happens? They burn out, quit, and start over again. The cycle repeats. That's why I say, don't chase massive action, chase momentum. Step 1, start small, start today. Forget perfect plans. Forget waiting for the right time. Forget after the weekend or when I'm ready. The only way to build momentum is to start now. Do 5 push-ups. Write 100 words. Read 1 page. Save $5. Tiny wins are still wins. The magic isn't in the size. It's in the stacking. Step 2, never break the chain. Here's a brutal truth. Once you stop, it's 10x harder to start again. That's why momentum is fragile in the beginning. So you need a simple rule. Never break the chain. If you're building a streak, protect it like your life depends on it. Miss one day? Okay, fine. Miss 2 in a row? Never. 2 becomes 10. 10 becomes failure. That's how momentum dies. Not with a bang, but with silence. Step 3, measure progress visually. Momentum is about energy, and energy comes from visible progress. That's why video games are addictive. They show you your streak, your points, your level ups. So gamify your life. Use a calendar and mark every day you show up. Build a streak tracker on your wall. Use apps like Notion or Habitica to level yourself up. When your brain sees progress, it wants more. That's how you hack momentum. Step 4, stack wins. Across domains, here's where it gets powerful. Momentum in one area spills into another. Start working out. Suddenly you eat better. Start journaling. Suddenly your ideas flow clearer. Start waking up earlier. Suddenly your productivity skyrockets. Wins stack. Momentum compounds. It's not linear growth, it's exponential. That's why small wins matter so much. They bleed into every area of your life. Step 5, protect momentum. Like fire, momentum is like a flame. Strong once it's burning, but fragile in the beginning. Protect it. That means cut momentum killers. Distractions, toxic people, bad habits. Guard your environment. Don't surround yourself with quitters if you want to keep moving. Forgive slip-ups fast. If you fall, get back up the next second. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Momentum doesn't die because of one mistake. It dies because you let the mistake snowball backwards. The emotional punch think about it. Every successful person you admire, athlete, entrepreneur, creator, they all started small. They weren't special. They weren't chosen. They just didn't stop. Michael Jordan missed 9,000 shots. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before Harry Potter. Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. The difference? They didn't stop the snowball. They let it roll. You don't fail because you can't win. You fail because you can't keep going long enough to win. Step 6, build identity through momentum. Here's the real shift. Momentum isn't just about action. It's about identity. When you show up every day, even in small ways, your brain starts to say, I'm not trying to get fit. I am someone who works out. I'm not trying to write. I am a writer. I'm not trying to save money. I am a disciplined person. Momentum rewires identity. And once identity changes, success becomes inevitable. Your challenge today, pick one small habit. Something so easy it's almost laughable. Do it today, right now. Track it visually. Create a streak system. Protect it. Don't let 2 days slip in a row. Do this for 30 days and watch what happens. The snowball starts rolling. You'll feel it. The weight, the speed, the power. Suddenly, you're unstoppable. Law 8, the final weapon. Relentless consistency beats everything. Let me give it to you straight. Consistency will beat talent, intelligence, and even luck. Every single time. The world doesn't reward people who start strong and fade. It rewards the ones who keep showing up. Not for a week, not for a month, for years, for decades. Consistency isn't sexy. It's not flashy. It doesn't give you dopamine like new ideas do. But it's the silent killer of mediocrity. And if you can master this one weapon, you'll leave behind 99% of the world. Why consistency is rare? Think about it. How many people do you know who start the gym every January and quit by February? How many start YouTube channels and vanish after 3 videos? How many launch businesses and close them within a year? It's not lack of potential, it's lack of consistency. They confuse excitement for commitment. They confuse a spark for a fire. Excitement fades, motivation fades, but discipline, routine, and consistency, that's what carries you when nothing else does. Consistency versus intensity. Here's where most people screw up. They try to go hard for a short burst instead of going steady for the long haul. They'll work out for 3 hours in one day, then not touch the gym for 3 weeks. They'll pull an all-nighter studying, then burn out and do nothing for days. They'll grind 18 hours a day on a business idea, then collapse and quit when results don't come instantly. That's intensity without consistency. And intensity without consistency is useless. The real champions? They focus on doing less, but doing it every single day. They understand that 1 hour a day for 365 days beats 12 hours a day for 7 days. The boring advantage. Want to know a brutal truth? Success looks boring on the inside. It's repetitive. It's the same drills, the same practice, the same routines. Kobe Bryant shot the same shot thousands of times. Writers type the same words every morning. Entrepreneurs wake up, grind, sleep, repeat. Consistency feels boring, but boring is the price of greatness. If you can't embrace the boring, you'll never taste the extraordinary. Step 1. Build routines. Not goals. Goals are fragile. They fade. You say you'll lose 20 pounds. Cool. What happens after? You relax, celebrate, and slide back. Instead, focus on routines. Routines are automatic. They don't depend on how you feel. They don't depend on motivation. They run on autopilot. Example, don't set a goal to write a book. Build a routine to write 500 words every day. Don't set a goal to lose weight. Build a routine to work out 30 minutes daily. Don't set a goal to make money. Build a routine to create one piece of value every day. Routines stack. Goals expire. Step 2. Build accountability. Systems consistency thrives in environments where you're accountable. You need systems that make it harder to quit. Publicly announce your streaks. Get an accountability partner. Join communities where showing up is expected. Put money on the line. Bet against yourself. When quitting has a cost, consistency becomes easier. Step 3. Forgive small failures. Fast. Here's the danger. One slip-up often becomes a full collapse. You miss one day, then you say, I'll restart Monday. Monday turns into next month. Next month turns into next year. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about recovery speed. If you fall, get up instantly. Miss one day, fine. Miss 2 in a row, never. Winners aren't consistent because they're perfect. They're consistent because they don't let small failures snowball into big ones. Step 4. Stack identity on consistency. The magic happens when consistency stops being something you do and becomes who you are. I don't try to work out. I am someone who trains. I don't try to write. I am a writer. I don't try to show up. I am the kind of person who always shows up. When you see yourself as someone consistent, you stop negotiating. You stop asking, should I do it today? You just do it because that's who you are. Step 5, compound effect. Over time, consistency compounds like interest. You won't notice it day 1 or even day 30. But after a year, after 5 years, after 10 years, the results look like magic. Work out daily for 5 years, transformed body. Create daily content for 5 years, built an audience, built wealth. Save money daily for 5 years. Financial freedom. What looks like an overnight success is usually 10 years of invisible consistency. Here's the reality check. Most people you know will quit. They'll start something, get hyped, then disappear. Not because they're weak, not because they're lazy, but because they never mastered the weapon of consistency. That's your advantage. That's your edge. If you can simply keep showing up, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when nobody is clapping, you win. Final call. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing you care about. Just one. And promise yourself you'll show up every day for the next 90 days. No excuses. No negotiations. Just consistent action. At the end of those 90 days, you'll look back and realize you've built more progress than you ever thought possible. Not because you worked harder than everyone else, but because you stayed when everyone else quit. That's the weapon. That's the edge. That's the law. Consistency beats everything. Always.